my basic question is how much of this attack was because of October 7th? How much is the IRGC admitting to backing or the financing of October 7th or anything like that? If there can be any like just a little bit more clarification on any connection between the IRGC and October 7th.
Okay, Professor, what do you know about that, and maybe the broader question of it's widely thought in the West that Iranian proxies surround Israel in various countries. Is that true as well?
Well, I think there are two factors here. One is that Iran backed movements that it saw as balancers against Israel, resistance movements, as it called them.
Which movements?
And the second, basically Hamas, Hezbollah, and Ansarullah in Yemen. But the other fact is that October 7th, was Iran aware of it? Did it call the shot? All indications suggest otherwise. So I don't really connect the two. But I mean, tracing the Israeli attack on Iran back to October 7th, one might go even deeper, say, well, the occupation has led to October 7th and then the atrocities that we're seeing now.
Behnam, do you want to follow up on that with a question for the professor or comment?
Sure. Actually, do you mind if I take a stab at Haley's question, if that's all right?
Please.
Sure. So there's two strands of reporting, one from Reuters and one from the Wall Street Journal in the fall, winter of 2021, with two drastically different theories. Reuters basically saying the upper echelons of the Islamic Republic were caught off guard by it. The Wall Street Journal one actually pointing to a coordination cell with Hamas and Hezbollah and the IRGC in Beirut that was quite cognizant of the plan. This is a problem when, tier one open source media cannot agree on the facts. But pushing aside from those two stories, I would say just a couple of things. I think without October 7, but also much more importantly, without the April and an October military exchanges between Israel and Iran directly, which is when the 4+ decade shadow war came out of the shadows, I think the Israelis understand how much more of a conventional military advantage they had. And I think they saw they had a clearer shot, and I think that they took that. So I don't think it comes out of a vacuum, despite, Israelis saying for many years now that they would not permit the Islamic Republic to get a nuclear weapon. I think timing and opportunity and strategy played a pretty key role here in it. And I would just say one thing with respect to that first exchange in April, when the Israelis struck that facility that later on they discovered was a diplomatic facility in Damascus that had several IRGC folks in it. In some of the bios that the Islamic Republic's official media printed out in the month of April, in the month of that strike, they said that one individual, I think an IRGC Brigadier General, Mr. Zahedi, was killed. In the bio of Mr. Zahedi, there was stuff about, command and control and support to the militants that carried out the October 7 terror attack. So there are hints, perhaps it's more status, perhaps it's more security, but when you have a regime that believes and says the things that it does, these things will slip out. But I don't think you get the cycle of violence that ended with the 12-day war without the April and the October attacks, and I don't think you get those without the October 7 attack.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.